There's nothing more relaxing than seeing the countryside while riding in a well-equipped motor coach bus. Travel has never been easier for those of us who want to leave the driving to industry professionals. Buses run the gamut from luxury coaches, tour buses, and motorhomes to city stop-and-go routes, school and specialty buses, just to name a few. Innovation has always been the cornerstone of Michelin's presence in the world tire market. The Michelin X One is proving that one specially designed tire is able to both reduce rolling resistance to save fuel and reduce unsprung weight, meaning higher payload yields when compared with traditional dual fitments. With weight savings of up to 200 pounds per axle and fuel savings of between 2 and 8%, the X1 is just the partner today's operations managers are looking for to squeeze additional profits out of increasingly tight margins. A major concern among driving professionals is how controllable they are during blowout situations, especially over a dual tire fitment. What happens when an X1 blows out while mounted on a bus? Do X1s handle better than their dual counterparts? Will drivers like them? Young Motor Coach in Asheville, North Carolina graciously allowed Michelin to prove just how controllable X1 blowouts can be when mounted on the first drive axle position of a motor coach. In order to make this demonstration more realistic, the motor coach was fully loaded with sandbags to approximately 48,000 pounds to simulate a full load. We will blow out the first drive axle position and compare ride and ease of control between the two fitment types. Well, it looks like the dual tires on the right-hand side of the motor coach are charged and ready to go. Why the right side tires? To simulate a worst-case scenario. More outward force will be applied to the right side or outer tires while the motor coach is in a left-hand curve, making the vehicle even more difficult to control. One of the biggest driver objections that must be overcome when replacing two tires with one is, what happens when the mate cannot help carry the load as in a traditional dual tire fitment? The best way to answer this question is to show you by blowing out both fitment types. Let's watch the motor coach with the dual fitment first. Listen for the sound of the explosion and watch what happens to the dual tires after they blow out. As we watch the vehicle approach, focus on the number 2 or first drive axle position. There, both tires are blown. As we follow the coach through the curve, we can clearly see the rear of the vehicle lean to the right side, but there is no loss of control. Now, for the X1 equipped vehicle. As you listen for the explosion, watch the motor coach for any type of violent sway or other types of out-of-control movements. There are none. The X1 and dual fitment blowouts are clearly non-events. Again, what we do see is the right rear of the coach leaning towards the right side after the tire deflates. However, there is certainly no loss of control. To add a bit more drama, the X1's outer bead unseated from the wheel flange, causing the flange to make contact with the road surface. Even with this added drag, there was still no loss of control. The X1 tire is wide enough so that it nestles into the drop center, making it difficult to dismount. And it doesn't have a dual mate that tries to push it off the wheel flange. Let's look at it again from different angles. Again, the rear of the motor coach did not swing from side to side. There were no sudden violent movements, and certainly no loss of control. Most importantly, there is no difference between the two tire types in how they handle after the blowout event. So what does the driver feel? We mounted a camera inside the vehicle to record all driver and vehicle movements during the blowout event. Let's watch and see what happens. Nothing. From the driver's perspective, there was no sudden jerking of the steering wheel and no sudden side-to-side movement. The driver maintained complete control throughout the entire blowout sequence. It's as if nothing happened. But something certainly did happen. It's amazing what a little sheet explosive can do. As you can see, both tire types were severely damaged, especially the X1. We again wish to thank Mr. Young for letting us use his motor coach in this very important demonstration. Thanks for watching, and drive safely.
Michelin, a better way forward.